Hello, everybody. Welcome
What is it,
back
citizen?
to some Oblivion Remastered. Our
What is it,
crime
citizen?
spree continues. We're now in the Talos Plaza district, or just Talos? Yeah, Talos Plaza district. Uh, and yeah, we'll be starting. I figured we'd start with the southwest, and then move to the northwest, and then just do the whole east section by itself because there's only 4 buildings on the east side total, whereas the west side, the north and south both have a bunch of houses. Like, look, and then that also has a sewer entrance, but we won't be going into the sewers. We may have actually already been in those sewers. I'm not sure. But anyway, let's start with Angeli's house. So whether or not we'll get anything oh, good out of here, I don't know. But at the very least, I imagine we'll get some lock picking skill up as usual. I guess security skill. And man, I cannot tell you how much I want uh, select to be map. Oh, also I've been thinking of doing a very short and quick guide to lock picking in this game because I keep seeing so many people complaining about the lock picking in this game and how it's like fucking impossible and that, and it's like, yeah, it's, as you can see, this is a hard lock, and once you know what to do, it's not hard at all. It is, I mean, that is 1 to 3. It is a purely skill-based one instead of, which is weird because it's a skill-based instead of a skill-based. Uh, it's my skill succeeding, not my character's skill, which is not very often the case for lock picking, as the vast majority of oh no, that's just some cheap wine. I don't care about that. The vast majority of lock picking. Well, I guess no. I mean, I don't know. I guess technically, like, you could consider like the Skyrim, Fallout, or the standard, I guess. Lock picking mechanic is technically skill based because you gotta position it correctly and everything. But I mean, I feel like it's a lot less skill based just because, like, obviously when you start, you don't know what position the lock needs to be in. With the regular or with the standard lock picking minigame, and like as the locks get harder, most of the time the picks break faster. So like, there's plenty of games. 6 and 25, 7 and 50. That's good. So there's so many games where it's like you get to the harder locks, and instead of you just having to like be better, it's like, all right, let's try here because I have no idea at the start, and it's like break instantly. No chance to not break it. Um, and like, I've been playing Kingdoms of Amalur again, and that also has a different lock picking mechanic. Um, and it's a really weird one because, like, it's still the same move, the bobby pin. I guess it is basically the same. The only difference is that there's like a bar that you like slide across the top of the thing instead of turning the lock. You like slide a bar across. It still works more or less the same way. Uh, I guess, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's basically the same lock picking as like the standard lock picking, just with a different display. Um, but it seems to be, I don't know. I guess slightly more forgiving than like Skyrim or Fallout. Um, but I mean, also maybe not because, yeah. Well, I guess it is because, well, I don't know, because like you move the bar across, and if it starts to wiggle, then oh, she must have went to bed. Uh, then you let it go, but it like slides back really slow, so you can adjust and then try again right away. So I don't know, maybe it's not actually more forgiving. Maybe it just seems more forgiving because of the way it just because of the different way that it's done. Whereas, as I've proven since, I actually learned how to do this lockpicking is actually just purely player skill. Because, like, once I learned how to do it, it's so rare now that I actually break a lockpick. And granted, that doesn't mean I don't break lockpicks, but when I do, it's like 4 in a row right at the beginning. Because I break the first one and then just like, what? And then just like break 3 more. Because, why not panic when something goes a little wrong just to make it go worse? A lot of cheap wine here. I heard a door. I'm going to assume that they just went into their room and not into the basement. Something just fell down. Probably. Wow. It's oh my god, that is a lot of wine. Good lord. I mean, it's good value for the weight. I mean, 8 value for 1 weight. I mean, it's pretty decent. Okay. I was watching, I can't remember what it was now. There was something I was going to talk about because oh, right. I was watching, oh fuck, what's the channel? Second Wind, which is a bunch of guys from The Escapist, including the one guy that I actually watched on The Escapist, Yahtzee. Like, the only things I really watched on The Escapist was Zero Punctuation, and then like a few other things that generally all had Yahtzee in them. But yeah, I was watching a thing on Second Wind about Oblivion Remastered and the design of its dungeons, I guess. And he was saying that the way that they put the dungeons together is they like made individual pieces and then just rearranged them for each dungeon, so the dungeons were modular. And he's like, that's why the dungeons aren't as good, and yada yada yada. And then he commented something about like how Skyrim's dungeons were like such a vast improvement over these dungeons because they weren't all the same. And it's like, I get what he was going for. Like, Skyrim's dungeons, I don't think were modular. Oh my, I hear some Nirnroot in here. Like, yeah, I don't think they were modular, but at the same time, even if they weren't like exactly the same, they all still felt so much the same, you know? So it's like, to say Skyrim's dungeons were an improvement over these ones, like, yeah, sure. I mean, Skyrim was made later. It was a bigger team, bigger budget. Like apparently one guy did the majority of the dungeons in this game by himself because, you know, whatever budget and whatnot, which is why they're modular. But I mean, we've been going through dungeons, and I mean, I can't say that they feel any more samey than good lord, gotta say the pickpocketing in this game though sucks. Um, like they don't really feel any more the same than Skyrim's did. I mean, like granted, it's not like we've been like we've went through a huge amount of them or anything. And they're like, oh yeah, but Skyrim has like a lot of environmental storytelling and that. And it's like, all right, but like, let's be honest. How much of that do people actually pay attention to? It's like, oh, environmental storytelling. It's like if you look around, then you get to see this here, and this here, which indicates this, and that indicates that, and whatever. And it's like, all right, but like, how many people are actually going to sit down, look that much? Okay, I'm already at 100.
Speak.
So I think I'll go through one more house and then go sell my stuff. And I'll leave this guard tower for when we come back, because the last couple guard towers that we went through actually had quite a bit of stuff in them. This is the next place, right? Okay, so we've done those two. We're skipping the guard tower, so yeah, we'll do this house next. And yeah, it's like, unless you're going to like go through and pay like go through like insanely slowly and pay so much attention to like how things are placed and that, it, you know, it's just another dungeon with bad guys. Like, it's like, yeah, you can say that there's a lot of environmental storytelling, but when I'm playing a game, I'm not gonna play it like an like especially a game like this or Skyrim. Like, I'm not gonna play it like a fucking anthropologist and go through and figure out, it's like, oh, they clearly slept here and they ate here and you know, they must have done this thing because of these, you know, because these things are lined up this way or something. Like, I don't, like, no, if you want to tell me a story, then tell me a story, sure. But like I said, I'm not gonna fucking like archaeologist my way through something in a game. Like, you might just say, it's like, oh, you need to be fed the story. It's like, no, I don't need to be fed the story, but I do need to be handed the story, you know? Like, you can't just say, like, oh, I have a story. It's written on these pages, and then, like, you just throw a bunch of pages at a person. You know, at least give it to me in a book form, you know? Like, you hand me a book, I'll read that story, I'll interpret that story, I'll like that story. Well, you know, maybe. But if you just throw a bunch of pages at me out of order for me to figure it out, I don't fucking care enough to read that story then. Like, yeah, I could. You know, I could go through it, I could put it together, I could figure out the order that it's in, figure out what's important and whatnot, but you know what? I don't care. If I wanted to figure all that out, I may as well just write a story myself. Which I do, but you know, that's a whole other thing. But yeah, it was interesting to say the least, because like he complimented Skyrim's designs over Oblivion, and it's like, yeah, Skyrim came out like quite a few years after Oblivion. It makes sense that its dungeons would have improvements over these ones. But at the same time, the improvements aren't like that much better. I mean, they both technically released on the same system. Like, Oblivion came out, oh, not home, fairly early on the 360, and then Skyrim came out near the end of it. I don't know how close to the end of it, just because like I don't remember like when the Xbox One came out in relation to when Skyrim came out, but like uh, I do believe that the Xbox One version of Skyrim was the special edition, so it must have been some amount of time after. Um, but yeah, so obviously, okay, that's weird that that chest actually has his name on it. So you know, like I said, it makes sense that there's like improvements on it. And the weird thing was though is that I don't think that he mentioned the Oblivion gates, because apparently like we've only done one, and I've only done one, so I don't know. But based on just like the comments under that video, uh, other people thought it was weird that he didn't bring up the Oblivion gates, because not only are they very samey, uh, but because of the way they work, you don't have to interact with the majority of the dungeon. Like you can just run through it. And he commented one of the things that bugged me, because it always bugs me whenever people bring this up as a point against something. Um, he brought up that like most of the time the stuff that you find in the dungeons isn't an improvement over what you already have, and it's like, yeah,
To you.
it wouldn't
Really.
be. You know, like you're going like, yeah, like why would it be? You know,
What do you got?
like I get it. You went through the trouble of going through it, and it's a video game.
I can
You should be rewarded for it and everything. I understand. I like it when I find something
I can move.
in a dungeon that's better than what I already have. Considering that I'm still using fur armor, obviously it doesn't happen very often, but it doesn't happen very often in Skyrim either, which is like one of the weird things. It's like you're praising Skyrim while complaining that in Oblivion most of the stuff you find in dungeons is worthless. But not only is that the same in Skyrim, also I didn't mark down how much money we started with, and now I've sold a bunch of stuff, so I'm not gonna apparently do that this part. I completely forgot about that. But yeah, it's like most of the shit that you find in Skyrim, like even if you find, and like it's the same in any game, right? That has like levels and
citizen?
nothing. Go away. It's this way, right? Yeah. This is the section that I'm working on. That has like skills and levels and like different armor types. What time is it? Oof, that's, I feel, an unfortunate time to be going into here, because I feel like 8 o'clock is when things will probably change over. Although there doesn't seem to be anybody in here right now. But yeah, like pick, like I'll argue, pick any open world game that has a loot system, and the majority of loot that you'll find will be worthless. Like even if it's something like, because like you could argue like this stuff is especially worthless because like, look, like this pewter pot, it has 2 weight to it, it's worth nothing unless you're going to, and there's no real decorating feature in this game. Like, yeah, I could take it to my house and put it there. I'm not gonna get it set up in any meaningful fashion or anything like that. So it's like yeah, you could argue that it's completely and 100% worthless. But like take a game that isn't made by Bethesda, because I could say Skyrim, I could say Starfield. I never played Morrowind, but I'm assuming it's the same way there. And yeah, like that's like it's filled with all of this just junk that means nothing. Oh, my sneak increased. Cool. And it's like, all right, but like even go outside of Bethesda. And outside of games where the junk items are literally junk, and like another game that I'm currently playing, uh, Borderlands. Like if you want, like I played the first one already. I played the pre-sequel. I'm currently playing two, and like, how often do you see me change out guns in that game compared to how often I pick up guns in that game? Like it's no contest. Like I pick up like thousands of guns, and I very very rarely actually use any of them that I pick up. Like I'll use maybe like throughout an entire playthrough, maybe 100 guns, and I pick up literal thousands of them. Wow, this watchtower sucked. They like didn't have. I mean, if I wanted to pickpocket all these guys, I could, but that would actually take the armor off of them, and then we'd have a bunch of guards walking around with no armor, I think, and that would look dumb. And also, like I said, the pickpocketing kind of that probably wasn't the right door. Um, no, it was not.
Well met.
But yeah, like, and it's just like, yeah, most of the loot is fucking trash. And I mean, I remember playing a bunch of other, like,
What is it,
I guess they
citizen?
weren't open world, but like RPG type games and that. And it's like, even going with like, this game or one of the other Bethesda games, or even Borderlands, or pick an RPG that has like different builds to it, you know, like just sticking with Oblivion since we're playing it, you know, you have your sword and shield builds, you have your magic builds, you have your sneaky builds, you have your archer builds. So like if you're going for an archer build and all you're using are bows, every sword that you pick up, no matter how good it is, worthless. Like, oh, uh, like we're a sneaky character and a spell sword, right? Anything that isn't a short sword, worthless. Completely worthless to me. I'm not using bows. Every bow I pick up, worthless. I'm not using heavy weapons, so every heavy weapon I pick up, worthless. I'm not using heavy armor, so every piece of heavy armor I pick up, worthless. So it's like not only do you have the actual junk items, but a lot of the stuff that may not necessarily be junk. Now, granted, the amount of all of this stuff that we find, you know, outside of the first one, and maybe because, like, to be fair, I've been using a lot of the fur armor we've been coming across because then I just don't have to repair. Fucking Christ. Yeah, I am leaving. You need to fucking get out your house and do something. That's the one thing about doing it at night is at least if they're in their house, they're like fucking in bed. Doing it during the day is nice because then they're not home at all. But obviously, it's hard to tell when they aren't, like, until you go in, you don't know that they aren't home. But yeah, so like I said, and then like I said, with like something like Borderlands, which is just on my mind because I've been playing. I played it earlier today to record a part. You know, like if I'm playing a character that, well, like in the first one, right? I played as Lilith. That's elemental submachine guns. Basically, was like the main weapon type, and then you know I'd have a sniper rifle and a shotgun, and then I'm sure I had a fourth weapon because you have 4 weapon slots, so it's not like I just would have left. I couldn't have left it empty. It would have automatically equipped something. I think maybe I had a rocket launcher in there as just like just in case. But either way, like I wasn't using assault rifles, so even if I found a good assault rifle, yeah, garbage. Like it's worthless. It's trash. No point in me even picking it up besides to sell it, you know. Oh, this house is backwards. Huh, weird. Didn't notice that. I do like this pot though. So it's like saying that you don't find loot that you want. It's like, all right, but that's just like an RPG thing in general. Like, yeah, you could say you don't like the mechanic, but you can't say Oblivion is bad for having that mechanic unless you can give an example where that isn't the case. Now I can say that because I can give the example of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Not every enemy dropped something that you could use because you didn't want most of what they've had, so why bother having them drop it, right? You found specific weapons that were all unique in some way. Like, yeah, obviously you had like your longer swords, your shorter swords, your axes, whatever. Like, you still had your classes of weapons, but each weapon in itself was unique. And then the majority of the loot that wasn't to sell for money um, was instead just stuff to upgrade your weapons and armor. And like I enjoyed Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I thought it was really long and that it had a lot of issues. Like the skill tree was just so much trash. Um, but the one thing that I have to give it is that it is the best loot system for RPGs that I have personally played. Because there's no junk weapons. Like, yeah, there's shit that I never used because I just didn't have any interest in that playstyle. Actually, to be fair, during my entire playthrough of that on my channel, I'm not actually sure that there was any. I mean, there were still probably weapons I didn't use, but I don't know that there was a weapon type that I never used because I mean, I did like to change it up every now and then. Well, until I got Excalibur, and then I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna use this because its ability was just so good. But yeah, and then like you could argue that when games like once a game is like attached, let's say levels to the stuff, like uh the RPG Assassin's Creeds or Borderland, and it appears that Egamir is home and the door is barred from the inside. Oh, okay. Maybe I do need to go into the sewers to get into
What
his
is it,
house.
citizen?
Yeah. Do you know that that guy's barred himself in his house? Put your sword away, Tina. Good lord. That right trigger is so sensitive, it seems. Um, so they attach levels to the weapons and that, and obviously that means that you will have to trade out your weapons and that more and more as you go. Um, Imperial. It just says Imperial Watch. That's weird. Um, as you go, obviously you got to change out your weapons because if your weapon isn't like leveling with you, then And I can't remember what game it was, but there was, it may have actually been the Old Republic, like the Star Wars or MMO, and that had this, but I could very well be wrong. It might be something else I'm thinking of. But I think there was a microtransaction thing that you could buy in it. And all it was, no, I don't think it was that. They had something different. They had a microtransaction thing where like it leveled based on like the stuff you put into it or something. Like whenever you modified it with stuff, it would level up if the stuff you put in it was of a higher level or something. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's what it was. But anyway, there was some game where like the loot was leveled or had a level attached to it. But there was I guess technically Borderlands 2 kind of has this with the fireworks grenade. But like the weapon leveled with you, so it was always like a good weapon. Like in most like it was entirely possible and likely even that as you were running around collecting things, you would find a weapon of the same level as you. Um, that was stronger than the weapon that leveled with you. But the thing is, especially when you're somebody like me who does all the side quests and everything, oh, are you gonna tell me?
Stop right there, criminal scum! Nobody breaks the law in my way. That's too okay.
Damn it, I knew I should have just resisted arrest. Why are you in here, by the way? Like, why is there a watch member in the house? Like, that's weird. Now, I'm just going to load this autosave because it's like, while I'm at the top of the stairs, and, you know, as long as this guy doesn't see me, I'll be good to go. But yeah, but like the way that I play games, especially RPGs, I like to do all the side quests. So, like, that was weird that he stood up and then sat back down, but whatever. So I usually end up over leveled for areas. So like that weapon that leveled with me was better than anything that was dropping because everything that was dropping was like multiple levels lower than my level. So even though there was stuff at my level that would have been better than that weapon, I wasn't getting that stuff. And it wasn't until like the end of the game basically that I actually ended up trading out that weapon. Just because like, oh, hello. Oh, I know what this is. You're oh wow, for 40, eh? Human skin. Yeah. So this guy is summoning the Dark Brotherhood. I know what this ritual is. But yeah, so like when you have weapons that level with you in those kinds of games, it kind of breaks the game as well because, well, I was gonna say it no longer punishes the people like me who do everything and end up over leveled by not giving them better gear, but at the same time, generally as you level up, you get stronger. So even if your gear is weaker, you're still stronger and can still do all the same and are still like vastly better. Okay, now, buddy, I need you to just sit there as I leave. Thank you. And I will not tell anyone about what I saw in your basement, because damn.
All's quiet, eh? Times like this, I think the
Yeah, things are pretty quiet. But yeah, it was just kind of it. And it was actually really interesting to listen to him talk about it and then go into the comments and see just how many people like not necessarily, disagreed with him.
Anytime now.
But for like actual reasons. Because like a lot of the times you go into comments of videos like that and people are disagreeing with them just to defend their game, you know. And I guess technically that may be why they were doing it anyway. Like maybe they were just defending Oblivion because they're like, Oblivion's the best. You can't criticize it. Just like, you know, go onto any gaming subreddit and give like a small criticism or a major criticism. Just give a valid criticism anyway. And just watch the people just like fucking melt down and try to prove you wrong. It's like you just don't understand the game, which is why you don't get why that thing that you're complaining about is actually fucking genius. You know, you're just not smart enough for the game. I've gotten that before, by the way. I don't remember what it was, but I've got, well, maybe not that exactly, but something similar to that anyway. Yeah. But either way, a lot of the points they were making, at the very least, were still valid, even if they were just defending it to defend it. Because yeah, like I said, like a lot of the complaints that he had about the Oblivion dungeons could be applied to a lot of other games, including Skyrim, which he was comparing them to, which is, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, it's kind of a fair comparison, but at the same time, not really. Like, there's so many, like, they're made by the same company. They were made on the same generation of console. One is a sequel to the other. It's like, it's kind of fair, but then at the same time, even though they were on the same console, they were still like many years apart. And like, well, and one is a sequel to the other, which means that of course it's going to have learned from the previous one, so it theoretically it should be better. It'd be really weird if it was worse. Not that that's impossible and hasn't happened before, but you know.
Greetings and salutations. Do you know Mandil? I hear he's good.
It's still not something that most people probably expect.
So I've heard.
Also, there's no quests in this district. Oh, I could steal all that too, but
if you're looking for
obviously
a staff,
that'll be
that's
harder
the
with
place
the
to go.
fucking room full of people.
From the Arcane University.
But yeah, like I said, most of his arguments against the way the Oblivion dungeons were designed in that could super easily be applied to pretty much any other RPG. That's it. That's all I got on that. You know, most RPG loot systems are filled with junk items that most players don't care about, and so it's kind of weird to pick out or to single out Oblivion and call them out for doing it. It's like, But I'm enjoying this remaster quite a bit. It's been so long since I've played Oblivion, and I've already done stuff that I've never done before. Like, I can honestly say that I probably haven't really done the dungeon, like some of the dungeons that we've done here already. Like I said, I had never been in an Oblivion gate before. I can guarantee you that I didn't go around stealing this much stuff before, even though I know that I joined and completed the Thieves Guild questline multiple times. It's definitely one of the few things that I did. Goblet. I mean, technically the utensils are also, because they're 0.1 to 2, but I don't know. I prefer getting the stuff that's like at least a full unit of weight, because then I don't need to worry about fucking... Oh, that's weird. About looking at my inventory and thinking that I have extra space that I don't. Fuck it, why not? That bowl anyway. No, I don't want the strawberry. Give me the knife. I mean, well, yeah, to be fair, I guess I'm not really stealing any of like the food either, because quite a bit of that is also technically meets the requirements of my 1-to-3 ratio. I think this might be. I was planning on recording like a few of these, or a couple of them at least, tonight, but I don't know if I'll be able to. It's fucking already, I'm boiling in this room. Granted, I don't know how long we've been going for. I know it hasn't been an hour yet, although it's, well, I don't know how close it would have been, because I watched Night at the Museum tonight. Been a long time since I watched it. Felt like it. I did. 2-hour movie. Which is one of those things, whenever there's a lot of movies where it's like, oh, I want to watch that movie. And it's like, really? That was 2 hours? Because it doesn't feel like 2 hours, which is good. In general, if a movie doesn't feel as long as it is, it means that it was a good movie. When it feels shorter. If it feels longer than it was, odds are it wasn't a good movie. But yeah, I really like that movie. I don't really care for Ben Stiller as an actor, but he's one of those actors where even though I don't really care for him, he's in good movies. So it's like, I still end up watching it a bunch. Like I don't like Will Ferrell as an actor either. I don't think he's a good actor. I don't think that he's funny. But he's in movies that are funny. And you might think, oh, doesn't that mean he's funny? No. No, it really doesn't. Because, like, like, what's the other guy who plays with him a lot? He was with him in Talladega Nights. And he was with him in Step Brothers. I don't like that guy either. He did The Walk Hard, I think. The Dewey Cox Story, I think he was that guy as well. I don't really care for him either. But, like, I still like him in movies. Like, he was in Kong Skull Island, and I love that movie, and I liked him in that movie. But yeah, there's very few actors I feel that, like, I dislike. But yeah, Ben Stiller's definitely one of them, but he's still in shit that I enjoy. So, like, I'll also recently, I watched Dodgeball again, because it had been a long time since I had watched that. Still a funny movie. Still really enjoyed it. Oh, wait. All these rooms are here, and there's another door here. I haven't been... Okay, I see how it is. But yeah, and, like, my mother's the same way. There's some actors where, like, it'll be like, you want to watch this movie? And it's like, who's in it? It's like, this person. Including Ben Stiller as well. I mean, we have fairly similar tastes in movies. I mean, there are some
of the Gray Fox too.
where we differ.
How goes it?
How do you do?
What's going on with you?
Was
They
that
say
not
syndicates
a
of
lizard,
wizards have led a
like an
boycott of
Argonian
imperial
who said
goods
that?
in the land of the Altmer.
I don't see one, though. Okay, we still have 2 more places to go through, and then I actually will go into the sewers just to see if it gets us into the other house. Like Tom Cruise. I like Tom Cruise movies. I really enjoy them. My mother hates Tom Cruise. I still make her watch movies with me sometimes that have Tom Cruise in them, and she likes them, and I think it annoys her. I think it annoys her whenever I make her watch a movie with a person, with, like, an actor that she doesn't like,
What's
and
your
then
story?
she actually enjoys the movie, and
really
it's like, that was a good movie. It's like, yeah, if only they
Yeah,
weren't
my
in it.
favorite
It's like, but
customer.
you still enjoyed
What do you
it.
got? You've made a good bit of gold. I think I can move.
We do have quite a bit of gold. We're up to 15,000. Now, our next main quest is out to the west, and I want to say that might be where the castle is.
I think I can move this item for you at that price.
So I
Got
might,
anything else? I think I can move.
when
I
we
think
go
I
out
can
there
move
to
this
do
item.
the
A fine transaction.
to do that main quest,
That's a good deal.
I think we
You
might
drive a
go
hard
and
bargain.
do
An excellent bargain.
the castle
That
DLC
seems a fair
quest
price.
as well, because
You've
I don't
made a
remember
good bit of
exactly
gold.
what it is you do
I think
for it.
I
Like,
can
I don't
move
remember
this
if
item.
you assuming that it's still there as well, by the way. Like, I don't know. I'm assuming all of the DLCs
That's a
from the
fair
original
deal.
are just in here.
I'm glad that's Shadow
But
High.
obviously if they are, they did change it, because, like, as far as I remember, the majority of the DLCs in the original, as soon as you started the game, even if it was a fresh character, it like automatically gave you the quest to like go to the castle, go see this person for this, go see this,
What is
like
it,
go see
citizen?
this person to get your horse armor, go see this person to unlock this hideout, because they had a few of them. Like they have the castle, which is actually marked Battlehorn Castle. I think that's what it is anyway. I remember it's a castle. But then they also had another hideout down in here somewhere, but I don't see it. Um, and I don't remember exactly where it is, but there's no other markers down there besides the city ones. And then like obviously I don't have the horse armor in my quest log. I also don't have a horse, but you know. But yeah, there's just like a bunch of shit that like if you had all the DLCs, which I think I did. We started here, right? Like we came into the because Angelique was first. Like I did, like you'd start a new character, and just immediately your quest log would have a bunch of crap in it that you couldn't do, or there was no point in going to do right away. There was some of it, like the hideouts, like the castle and the hideout, and that I don't remember what all you had to do for them is the thing. Because like I want to say that they were worth it, because then like you had a place to store all your stuff and everything. You didn't have to uh, well, like live in the shack like we currently are. But that's fine. When we make it to a new city, we'll be able. I think you can buy a house in almost every city. I'm done with the utensils. It's not worth it. I mean, obviously the weight ratio is there, but and more than enough. But it's just really small stuff and hard to target to pick up. Oh my fuck. I mean, my window is open, right? I guess I can open the blinds now as well, but because it's getting dark outside now, it is like past 9 o'clock that I'm recording this. I didn't start past 9 o'clock. I started around 8. I know 8 something, but it's past 9 o'clock now. But yeah, it's like fucking hot as hell in this room. I'm gonna have to. After I'm done recording, I'll go grab the popsicle, rush it out. But it's unfortunate because like that, you know, I love the summer. Well, to be fair, I love the fall. Summer's all right. It's too hot for me. You might think, fuck you, too hot. Nah, it's too hot. I prefer the fall. And I say fall over spring because spring is usually really rainy, and as much as I love listening to the rain, especially if we get some good thunder going with it, it's still generally really hot, or it gets really hot in the spring, or starts to get hot in the spring, whereas in the fall it's starting to cool down. Like if I could have like one of those things where it's like, yes, I shall grant you power over whatever. Like, you know, you see like the hypothetical situations on Reddit all the time, right? And it's like, you get granted the power to make any season permanent. Which season would you choose? 100% zero. Zero has. Oh wow, 0.5 for 79. That's a good fucking bottle of brandy. Like zero hesitation, fall. It will now always be fall. Because like not only do I prefer the weather in fall, but then you also get 30. Yeah. Yeah, sure, why not? We have been a little bit since we picked a pocket, so let's try this guy. All he has is the gold. Yeah, the pickpocketing in this game blows. Like people complain about the lock picking. The lock picking's fine. You can learn how to do the lock picking and be perfectly fine. But the pickpocketing is another one of those. It's just it's character skill instead of player skill. I have no effect over the pickpocketing, which I'm fine with. I don't need to be in control of whether or not my character succeeds at pickpocketing. I don't really mind if I'm not in control of my character picking the lock either. Like if it's just like, ah, you have this skill level, you pick this lock, or your chance to pick it is this or whatever, you know.
Sorry, friend. It looks like you've wandered.
I did wander into the wrong house. The fuck are you doing up? The hell time is it? It is 4:30 in the morning. Why are you awake and downstairs? Do you imagine? Like somebody breaks into your house and then gives you shit for being awake. Okay, let's actually just skip to the middle of the day. Okay, let's stop there. Let it switch. Wait one more hour now that their schedules have theoretically advanced. Alright. And perfect. Oh my god, dude. You suck so hard. That's fine. I'm just gonna rob you while you're home then. I don't mind. Also, one of the houses on the east side that we're going to rob is actually the guy that we got the quest from. We're still gonna rob him. But yeah, he's the guy that we got the quest from to get the artifacts out of the alien ruins. So his house is pretty big. His is the house on the northern part of the east side. It's the only house on the northern part on the east side. Are you gonna kick me out again?
Helvo Aetius.
No?
I'm listening.
Okay. So you like to joke,
I
coerce.
doubt it. Please, don't waste. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that wasn't very good.
I accept.
Coerce.
No choice.
Hit.
Don't
Higher.
Not bad. Not
Yeah.
bad at all.
Wow, 58, eh? That's not very
I'll
good.
take that.
Let's
What
bump you up
a
to 74.
thoughtful gift. That's very good.
Thanks.
Goodbye.
Okay, so I'm assuming that I'm not trespassing because he's not following me around. And normally if they actually don't want you to be in their house, they will be fucking on your ass, so I'm just going to continue on with it. Well, I mean, opening my blinds did help a little bit. I am feeling a light breeze coming through the window, but it's, you know, it went from like yesterday where it was just so fucking windy, and then today where there's not even a light breeze. Like I can see the tree, or like one of the trees that's in the backyard here, and it's like so barely moving. It's ridiculous. Okay, so that is all but one house, and we also hit up the guard barracks, but the other house was barred from the inside.
How goes it?
And technically there is still some wine or cups or something in the inn that we could steal, but I'm not going to worry about that. How the hell do I get into the center of this place? Here we go. Because there's sewers here. I don't remember if we were in or not. But one look at the map should tell me. Because if we were, it should be filled out. It does not look like we were. The southwest tunnel, eh? Are you trying to kill me from down there, rat? I don't think you're going to manage that. Okay, and this gate's... Well, if I drop down, I'm down there. Well, I guess it auto-saved me when I came in, so... I guess it's not really that big of a deal. Okay, and then this leads to a different set of tunnels entirely. But I don't want to switch to another set of tunnels because I just want to see if I can get into that last house from down here. The fact that it said that it was barred from the inside leads me to believe that A, this dude's probably part of a quest that I just don't have access, or that I don't have right now. I may have access to it. It might just be from somewhere else. But B, that I can probably get in there from down here, just because, like, they wouldn't mention that it's barred from the other side if I couldn't, if I couldn't do anything about that, you know. Oh, that was weird. Apparently I didn't quite make it up. I think that's the right name. So we'll explore the sewers a different part, because that I'm counting as an entirely different location. But yeah, hey, we made it into the last house. And now we'll get to see why he's in here, maybe. That's better. There we go. I'm so glad I learned how to lockpick, otherwise the stuff that I'm finding in these things would be rather disappointing. I mean, I guess it's disappointing either way, but it'd be even more disappointing if, you know, it took effort to get. If it took more than, like, the tiny amount of effort it does take to get. Now, it did say he was home. Well, it said he appeared to be home. And that it was barred from the inside. But I don't know, maybe they just thought he was home because it was barred from the inside. And he left through the sewers the same way that we got in, you know? Yeah, I mean, it has a lock on it. We'll obviously attempt to go out that door, but it'll be really weird if, like, we click on it and it's like, yeah, it's weird, the door is locked from the inside. You can't get out. And it's like, but I am on the inside. It'd be like those doors in Fallout 4 where it's like, the door is locked, and it's like, but it's open already. Or it's like the door is locked, and it's just like a busted door that you could very easily get by anyway. One of those, like, video game character problems that in real life wouldn't be one. Like, well, if you watch Viva Dirt League. Is that the name of the channel? No, it's not Dirt League, is it? Maybe. Anyway, Epic NPC Man, if you want to look it up. That'll get you the right channel anyway. And I would highly recommend the video of all of the Rowan versus Ben conversations, because it's a fairly good series of videos where they go through, like, a huge amount of stuff like that, where it's like, okay, but why don't we just do this? Like, well, obviously you can't do it. And it's like step over the log, and it's like, well, obviously you can't step over the log. That's the boundary. We can't get past it. And then, like, he physically can't. Alright, well, that was... Was that even the right house? It wasn't, was it? I feel like it wasn't.
It's not cheap.
It's probably the finest inn in all of Cyrodiil.
Like... Wait, wasn't it one of these houses?
Good
Was it-
afternoon.
They say that when you murder someone, the
Was it
Dark
this?
Brotherhood comes to you in your sleep.
I had no idea.
Absolutely.
Both
I don't know
from the
now.
Arcane University is looking for someone to chase the bandits from Camp Ailes.
But
Probably
why?
trying to enhance her weird machine.
I don't know. I think we got them all now. At least I'm going to say we did. Although I'm not really feeling confident about that right now. Well, it definitely wasn't that house. I'm not even on the right. Oh, wait. Am I really not even on the right side of the city? No, because I came out of this house. So, no, that couldn't have been the right house at all. Damn it. No, because it's letting me pick that lock. Okay. Oh, stop it, Tina. Claudius Arcade. Wasn't that house, was it? Nope, clearly not. But I mean, the other one just had a lock on it. Oh, right, that's the one with the City Watch dude in it. Dude, your door wasn't locked. So I want to hear it. Alright. Okay, let's pick this and see if it tells me I'm not allowed to go in. Come on. Behave. There you are. Nope, it let me in, so... Okay, but clearly I wasn't in here before because I would have stolen this stuff. So is the door just barred when he's home? Wait, is this not the door? No. It's weird because I can pick the locks, but it's not telling me it's trespassing. I mean, it's a bunch of junk that I probably wouldn't have bothered stealing. No, this definitely... Okay, so yeah, it must have just been that when he's home, he bars the door, which is weird. That's very, very weird. Huh. I mean, the basements in that... Like, obviously all these houses are more or less the same inside. But I mean, if I don't find, like, another way in, then it clearly... Yeah, I've definitely never been here. Bone meal, cowhide, shovel. Some kind of ritual, more bone meal and bones. That's a cobweb. I was wondering what was behind the skulls. Quilted, okay. I mean, just some very basic stuff. I mean, like, yeah, there's some clothing. It's very suspicious that there's also, like, a bunch of skulls and bones and blood, but, like, as suspicious as it is, this can't. I mean, I wouldn't think this was the house since there doesn't, like, I really expected that the house that was barred from the inside, I'd have to enter through the sewers, but apparently not. That's so weird. I don't know. That's super weird. I might just have to go back through my video once I'm done here and see if that is indeed the same house. What is it? Fuck off. Argamir. Alright, I'll try and remember that, but yeah, I don't know. Because I went into everybody else's house now. So yeah, that's the entire southwest section, and I guess technically one house in the northwest. So I mean, we won't have to do that one next part. But yeah, we made probably quite a bit of money. Let's go sell the rest of our spoils. And we'll see how much. Maybe it's still saved in my phone. How much we did the last part.
Greetings,
with.
Khajiit.
Although I'm not sure, because I actually had to do some math since I recorded the last part. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
How goes it?
Hello,
I'm real.
Ondar.
Yeah, my favorite customer. What do you got? I think I can move this.
You know, the usual.
That's more than I
Bit
think
more
I
armor
can
than I
move.
thought I had picked up, though.
I think
That's
I can
weird.
move.
I don't even know where the hell I got the shield from. It must have been out of the chest.
You got a great deal.
That's
I think
fine.
I think I
Oh yeah,
can
we got
move
some
this
brandy
up. That
for ya.
seems a fit.
Bear pelt, nugget, lock picks.
An excellent bargain.
Some silver, wolf pelt. All right. So I have 15,914, and by the looks of it, I ended last part with 15,032, which means we made 882 gold this part. I did spend a little bit on raising the disposition of that
I'm
one
glad
guy, but that's not very
Shadow
much.
hide you.
So yeah, that, like I said, was the all the houses in the southwest section of the Talos Plaza district of the Imperial City. And next part we'll either go through the sewers to see what else is down there, or we'll go through the rest of the houses in the northeast part of the city to see what goodies they have inside of them. But thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you next time for more.